Hey everybody, The Great Escape here, and welcome to another update on our Minecraft YouTube channel. So today we got the notification that 1.91 was finally dropped to the PS4. So we now have the full Village and Pillage update out and ready to go. We got some of the features beforehand, but now the full thing is there. So we're just going to go through the change log here. It's there's a lot of things to kind of go through, but then we're going to actually check those out in the game so we can kind of go through each one. So it might be a slightly longer video, but that's perfectly okay if you enjoy checking out all the features. So today we got the Village and Pillage update. We got updated villages, so we're going to look out the new designs for those villages with new building types, with biome-specific architecture and things. Villagers themselves have been updated. We now have villagers that have jobs, and they visit their job sites during the day and go home at night, and they sleep and all those wonderful things. And they take on new professions when they're near a new job site. So if you spawn a villager in near certain sites, they are more likely to take those professions. So we'll see how that works. We added the new job site blocks, such as the composter and things like that. And they can be used by villagers and players, including the cartography table, which provides easier map crafting, the grindstone, which you use to repair weapons and tools, and plus disenchant weapons, the barrel, which stores items like a chest but can still be opened with blocks on top of it, the smoker, which cooks food much faster than a furnace, the blast furnace, which provides faster ore smelting, the composter, which can be filled with crops to provide bone meal, the stone cutter, which is easy crafting for stone and cobblestone items, the smithing table, which is a villager-only job site that cannot be used by players, the fletching table, which is the same. So those are all the job sites and things that were added in. We also got the wandering trader in, so we'll try to find him in the world. And he's a new villager mob that will appear at Village's gathering site periodically and stays for a period of 2 to 3 game days. The trader offers items from a wide variety of different biomes, random dyes, and other rare materials. And he has fancy llamas, so we'll try to find him. We also got the bell, which when rung, all villagers will run into their houses, and we can ring the bell by interacting with them or powering them with redstone. We added the Pillager outposts, which have the towers that contain dangerous enemies and loot, which includes the new Pillager captain, which can be found holding a banner in Pillager outposts, and when you kill that, you get the bad omen effect. They added the Ravager, which is a powerful new enemy mob that can be ridden into battle by Pillagers. And when you have that bad omen effect and you enter into a village, it triggers a raid. And so during the raid, the Pillagers will attack the village in waves. Players that successfully defend a village from a raid will receive the Hero of the Village effect, giving a steep discount on trades. Added the campfire. It can be used as a light source or for cooking. Sweet berries, a new source of food, found in taiga biomes. The bamboo jungle biome is finally in there, so we now have bamboo that generates naturally in the world. You don't have to just fish for it or find it in chests or things. And they added some new trophies that, you know, speak to buying disenchanting items, getting the bad omen effect, killing the Ravager, ringing the bell, I think during a raid maybe, and then defending a village during a raid. Now, the one thing that's not listed here is the fox, so I'm interested when we get in here whether or not the fox has been officially added, but we'll keep an eye out for that. But let's go ahead and jump right into the update and get started looking at some of the new features. Alright, so we're spawning into the world, and I'm going to put this seed down in the description. Because if I travel off this way, we have a woodland mansion right here, and then literally right next to it is a new village. You can see the paths and the different things that are there, and this village looks like a plains village, and it has all of the new kind of the features and things. No lanterns, which is interesting. I thought lanterns would appear, but you've got the pens with the animals with the hay. You've got the iron golem that spawns in the middle, because we do have new iron golem spawning, which means that my iron farms and things are now broken. But you've got these new designs and structures, and we have the village look. Here's our nitwit. Let's see what else we've got in here. We've got no villager in there. Is the nitwit literally the only villager in here? Oh, here we go. We've got a barrel here with a trough of water, which is interesting. We've got some new addition of, you know, mossy cobblestone and things like that, and the other structures and things. Are there no other villagers other than nitwits in this village? This is a nitwit village, apparently. But we've got the composter. We've got all the other kind of things that are in the area. So this is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to scout around a little bit. My goal is first to cover the blocks and things, then I'll do the pillager stuff, and then I'll come back into the village and explore the new trading systems and things like that. So let me go ahead and explore, see if I can locate a villager or pillager outpost. What is this? What is this? Here we go, bingo. And we've got a village here and a pillager outpost here. I wonder if they often spawn close to each other like this, or if it is, you know, kind of just range or things like that. But here we go. Here we've got our villager outpost. So they typically spawn with the tower in the middle, and then things like, you know, little tents with different supplies underneath them around the outside. So we've got those, and then villager or pillagers naturally spawn within the zone of the things. So we've got our pillagers here spawning. Alright, so that looks like the zone, and now I'm gonna do a farm for this at some point once I've got all the details about the things. But let's pop in here. We go down to the bottom. So this is the main entrance right here, and looks like there's nobody down here. But if we pop up, let's go all the way up here. We get, there's a pillager there, carrying the crossbow, and there we go, there's our pillager captain, so the big guy. So he's up here and he's guarding a crossbow, some different things, so some good loot. Now I wonder if I kill him now, if I can get the ooh, got the bad omen, there we go. And he does drop his banner, so now you've got the villager banner. Alright, and now the bad omen effect lasts for 99 minutes, so you would need to stay out of a village for 99 minutes for this to prevent the raid from taking place. Alright, and you do get the fart bubbles around you when you get the bad omen effect, but we are going to take this bad omen effect into that village right over there, and we'll see what happens. And I'm going to film the whole raid process. I might cut some of it out just so you can kind of see what it looks like, and then we'll see what we get out of it. So let me pop over there, and let's drop in and see what happens. Alright, the moment you enter in, you get the raid effect, and if I come down here, ring the bell, they're all running off into their things. So here we go. So we get mobs remaining. Here we go. There's our one guy right here. Let's go ahead and kill him real quick. Alright, so level 1, one mob popped up. 2 pop up. Oh, and he brings an enchanted bow, which is new. So that's 2 rounds. 3. Oh, there's our Ravager Beast. Shows up. Alright, so this time we get witches spawning with a couple villagers. Oh, here we go. We have oh, it's not telling me how many are left. It's just saying that they're here. Oh, here we got another Ravager Beast. Takes a lot of hits to kill with this enchanted sword. Oh, we got another Ravager coming in. Nobody riding the Ravager though, just a Ravager. So this time we get not just a Ravager, but we get a Vex. Alright, so at the end of the raid, all the villagers come back out, and you get the fart bubbles of, where is it at? Hero of the village, and it lasts, well, it's counting, it's just sticking around. So let's see what that does. So look, so one, so instead of 3 it's 2 and things. So if I do that, alright, so while we're here, so we've got our new trader system. So if I walk up to this guy with some emeralds, yeah, we kind of see the trading system here, and if I buy, he's going to level up. Alright, so as they level up, I finally got this guy, and eventually these do unlock. It just takes a little bit of time. His little emblem down here changes different colors and things, so you know what level he is. So at Diamond, he is a master level weaponsmith, so you can do that. And he does unlock, you know, things like this, which you would expect from a weaponsmith. So that covers the full pillage aspect of this, as well as most of the village aspect. But the next thing we're going to look at are all of our new things here. So we've got the barrel, the cartography table. We already talked about the loom and the lectern, the blast furnace, the smoker and the campfire, the composter, the grindstone, the stone cutter, and then the fletching table and the smithing table. So let's pop those out here. So we've got the barrel, cartographer table, blast furnace, smoker, campfire, composter, grindstone, stone cutter, fletching table, and then the last one was the smithing table. So let's pop down through the list here and kind of just address each one. So first up, the barrel. So the barrel is just like a chest. You can stack them on top of each other like so. Just like you would a chest. You can put them in front of each other, you can put them beside each other, you can put them any which way you want to set them up like this. But unlike chests, you can open them from any angle, no matter if other blocks are on top of them or things, which is very nice. And they do have a little open mechanic, which is kind of cool. But a very cool looking block. It's a great building block, and then you don't have to worry about putting things on top of it to block it like you would with a chest, which is very nice. But it will accept inputs from hoppers. So if I pop this hopper up here, empty chest, I pop some smithing tables up there, they are all going to go down in there, and then the barrel will also take out from there as well. So that goes in, you see. Alright, so that's the barrel. Alright, up next is the cartographer's table. And so the cartographer table, if you put, and I put it here, so this is a map, like so. And then if I put a empty map here, I'm copying the map over, so now I have a copy of that map. It's level 3 of 4. Now if you put paper in here, you can create empty maps, pretty simple and easy. If you take a map and then paper, you're actually going to zoom out the map and clear it, which is kind of cool. So you get that. So there's our map. And then I can, of course, clone it. And as you see, that says level 4 of 4. So if I pull this down here and compare it, so we've got a level 3 of 4 and a level 4 of 4. There's our level 3 of 4, there's a level 404. So finally, in PlayStation Minecraft, we can have zoomed in maps and zoomed out maps. So that's pretty cool. And again, to do that, you just put a map with an empty piece of paper. And then the last thing you can do with a map is lock it. All right, so if I put this here with a glass pane, it actually is going to lock the map. So now I can't make changes or adjustments to it. So if I fly around, you'll notice it's not doing anything. It's not expanding the map or doing anything like that. So this would be a way to lock a map for yourself if you wanted to. Alright, so up next we have the blast furnace, and I've got a furnace sitting on top of it so you can make a comparison. So if I load both of them up with gold ore, and I'm even going to give the furnace a split-second head start. We'll go 1, 2, you can see it hasn't done 1 yet. So there's a 1, and if I come down here, it just hit the second one. Look how much faster the blast furnace tears through that ore. So I think it's about twice as fast. It does work with things like sand, turning it into glass, so it's going to increase the speed at which you get glass, which speed you get anything like a smooth sandstone or anything like that. So this is a great new addition to the game. And right next to it, we get the smoker, which does the exact same thing, but it works with our food items. So if I come in here and I get some raw cod, and I pop that in, you can see how quickly that goes up to the first one. If I come up here to the furnace, just for comparison, how much slower that path is. Again, it's about twice as fast as the furnace, and it is used for doing all your food items and things. All right. Next up is our campfire, which, campfire is used as a light source, but you can also cook food on it. You just boop, 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 and you can cook up to 4 pieces of food at a time, and they are going to kind of cook up here, and then the food will pop out and you'll have that. It's a little, I think it's probably a little slower than the blast furnace, but if you're out in the wilderness and you need to cook up some food and you don't have the materials for a furnace or whatever on your hand, campfire is pretty a good source of that. If you see, it does put out little smoke signals. If you put a haystack underneath it, those signals are going to get larger. So let me go ahead and pop a haystack. Oop. And you can see that the one on the left is putting out much higher smoke signal than the one on the right. So you can use this as a great way to locate your base or let a friend know where you are or things like that. So that's pretty cool. And it does go up pretty high, which is great. All right, up next is our composter, which if you put food into, it will turn it into a bone meal. So you fill it up. Oop, last one, that's bone meal. All right, so as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 wheat. But the number is different for each type of food. So if I come in here with a better food source, like let's say a cake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, a little bit better. So you get that. Now you can use the composter with your hopper systems and things. So you could have a hopper feeding into a composter, and then a hopper feeding out of a composter, and it could look like this. And so you could load up the hopper up here with all kinds of food items. So let's load this baby up with cake, and you get this. And then the bone meal will drop down to the bottom. So you can create bone meal farms this way, which is a really cheap and easy way to create bone meal with all the kind of food items and things that you would maybe normally just throw away. So that's a great resource. All right, up next we have the repair and disenchant. So if you have a wooden sword that's broken and you put another wooden sword in, it will heal it. or repair it. Now notice that it doesn't say that it uses any enchanting levels, whereas if I go over to an anvil, it says it uses enchantment levels. So I've got 3 levels right now. If I pop this in here and do that, notice I still have 3 enchantment levels. So this doesn't take enchantment to repair our items, which is pretty cool as long as you have those other things. Now if I want to remove the enchantment, I can do that, and if you notice, it doesn't require any enchanting levels, but I actually gained back that enchantment experience. So there's potential for using this to remove enchantment items and gain experience. Alright, so we got a handful of items here, and we've got our disenchanting table. So if I pop that iron sword in there, I'm going to get a plain iron sword, and right now I have halfway to 5 or halfway to 6. Puts me up to 7, which is cool. I've got a silk touch shovel, almost to 8, and then an aquafinity helmet is now just a plain helmet, and didn't get much experience from that. So it's not like a super experienced grinder, but it is nice that you can take items that have those things and you can gain some experience from using them. So that's a pretty awesome tool. Alright, and then up next we've got the stone cutter, which allows us to, rather than sorting through all of the hundreds of menus and things, we can pretty much come right here and go, here's all of the slabs, here's the stairs, the walls, the bricks, and the different sandstone items and things. And if you come in here with, let's say, not some polished andesite, just some andesite, and then it'll show you those are available. But if you do just show craftable, it'll only show you the ones that you are actually capable of making right now. And if I come in here and one andesite gets 1 stair, which means 8 andesite gets you 8 stairs. So it's finally a way not to lose andesite in our transitions and things, which is great, because normally if you go to a crafting table and you try to make stairs in a crafting table, let's see, find the polished andesite here really quick. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gives us 4 stairs. So we definitely are at a loss there. So using this is going to save your resources and things, which is great. And you just use that show recipe or show craftable recipes option, and that's going to limit down to the things you can craft. So that's the stonecutter tool. And these are all very awesome new things that you can use in the game to expand your usefulness. The Fletcher table and the smithing table are just there for villagers to transfer their jobs and things. If you put one of these into a village, then a Fletcher might pop up. If you put one of these into a village, then a smith might pop up. So that's all of our new crafting blocks. So let's get on to just a few of the final features. All right, one important addition was to the Lectern, which before, when they put it in, did not actually create a redstone signal when a book was placed on it. So if I go ahead and you can see there's no redstone coming out. If I put a book on here, we now get a redstone output of 1 because I'm on page 1. But if I go to page 2, you see we now get 2 or 3, and that lights up this thing. But as I cycle through these pages, you'll see that the redstone signal comes on. So this is an awesome new feature that we can use in the game for circuits and things like that. So this was not put in when the Lectern was put in, but now we've got it in the game, which means we can now build redstone devices and things that use this right here. So you could cycle through and turn things off or turn things on based off of the location of what page you were on in your book, which is awesome. Alright, so I've ported into a jungle here, and as you can see, bamboo now spawns naturally within jungles, and so it'll be much easier for you to find them. And then if you can find or locate a jungle or a bamboo jungle biome, then they will spawn even more often. But as you can see, the level of spread of the bamboo through the jungles not too bad, but you get this bamboo-y area, and then there might be areas where there's not bamboo, and that's so it kind of will depend on your specific zoning and things like that. Alright, so in a taiga, and so we've got a super flat taiga, as you can see, pillager outposts can spawn within a super flat taiga. But if I come down here, you'll notice we've got our berry bushes, and they're thorny bush and they grow edible sweet berries. When you walk through them, they slow you down, so you can use them as a way to slow creatures and things. And if you're in survival mode, they will actually hurt you as you're walking through them. And then when you harvest them, they spawn, you get a few berries out of them, and you can eat those berries. New source of food, new source of potential trap item used for things. And to plant them, you just pop your little berries in, and they don't slow you down as they're growing. But once they get to a certain point of the growth cycle, they start slowing you down. So right there, they'll start slowing you down, and then the berries pop on. And there's 2 levels of berry pop, so you can see boom berry, more berries. So when you get them to that level, they're full. So if you're building a farm out of them, you'd want to harvest them when they're at their maximum size. But let's go ahead and get the last little guy in here, and that is our wandering villager, who when you summon in, he summons in with his cool llamas. And when you check with him, he's got cool trades like different kinds of sand, corals, pumpkins, dyes, and various gunpowder and things like that. So he's going to be really cool, but he's only going to pop into the game, at certain times or locations. You'll have to find him, but he does come with a bunch of different things from different biomes that could be useful to you in your game. Well, that is all for the update for 1.91 of all of the new features and things that you can find within the game now. That we've got the full village and pillage update minus foxes, but we can hope for them to come soon, I suppose. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like to stick around after the sign-off, there's a couple things within this seed that I'm going to point out to you all, rather than do it during the update, which I did a couple times. But you can stick around for those things, and if you want to find more about the seed. But if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like down at the bottom. If you really liked it, then please subscribe so you can get more content. But this has been The Great Escape, and I'll see you next time. Alright, as I'm looking around, just to definitely adding the seed in, because at 109.88 or 109 negative 887, this is a witch farm or witch hut, and then there's another one I passed earlier, which I was like, oh, just one witch hut is not that big of a deal, but I passed another one and it was off this direction, I think. Oh, here we go. So another witch hut over here, that's negative 255, negative 767, so not very far away from each other, and spawn is off that direction. So pretty good seed. So if you're interested in checking this seed out, it will be down in the description. Another discovery. At 822 minus 402, there's an igloo, which I've never seen spawn naturally in any of my worlds. If you don't know about igloos, they come with a trapdoor that leads down into a space where there's a villager and a zombie villager there, and they give you all the materials that you need to turn the zombie villager back into a regular villager. A potion of weakness, and usually in the chest a golden apple. So those are there. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, still looking. Haven't been lucky to find a pillager outpost yet, but have... You're a long way from home, sir, I think. Oh no, there's a village over here. So okay, we can look at... here's another village design. So this one being like the... I think this is maybe Taiga, but this snowy biome, we can see the difference in the architecture and the different clothes that the villagers are wearing, which is awesome. So anyway, still off to my searching. We've got another witch hut at 8441099.